G'day and welcome to the Inforunners. I'm Execute and I'm joined today by...
This is Hayes.
Alright. Today we're going to be talking about the hurricane, but first up I just want to give a bit of a community service announcement. I wasn't here last week and they recorded 2 shows without me, and basically you probably noticed there was a huge quality difference because I usually do a bit of the Q&A and I record on my computer and I've got all the pretty graphics and things like that. So we definitely want to keep the quality level up on this show, so it's something we're going to strive for. So if you don't like something about the show, please leave those comments and I read them and I make sure they read them like torture as punishment for doing silly things. But I want the quality level kept up, so please keep honest so we can get this to a higher quality standard. Anyway, now that's over. Today we're going to be talking about the hurricane and the things that we may like about it and the things we definitely don't like about it. So Hayes, you want to take it away?
So now 3.2 is out. We've got the hurricane. It is flight ready and the entire ship is a turret. And turrets still are not quite where they should be. It's like, it's like I don't know. COG needed the turret to work on this exceptionally, and it's a nice ship to fly. It probably would be a great.
It maneuvers really well.
Use, but like even if you've got a second person to man that turret, because you can't link turrets yet, because they said we're going all out. If turrets don't work, then this ship is we'll just keep working on turrets until it does. It's like, no compromise whatsoever. And
keep pushing that shit uphill.
Because to use this in a dogfight, you have to keep moving around like a dime so you don't get hit, because this is a glass cannon, and then the guy in the turret has no chance in hell of actually getting his
staying on target.
Time on target.
Yeah, look, this ship is definitely not a dogfighter. My personal opinion, you correct me if you think I'm wrong, but I think it's kind of like a strafing runner. Like it's designed to come up and dot the side of a ship and get out again. And we don't really have a ship that can kind of do. We don't have those big ships yet, and I don't even know how strong this is going to be against big ships. I originally, when I saw this, I thought this would be the ship where you outmaneuver your opponent and pick him off with a turret. But as you've just stated, this turret is not doing its job.
I think that's nonsense. I think that it's not a ship that will ever 1 versus 1 anyone. It is never going to be a ship that would be a 1 versus 1. It is not ever going to be a dogfighter. What this is meant to be done is part of a team. It's like you have an escort, you have some wingmen. They are in the fight, and you're the one that's sidelining, providing fire support. This is a fire support platform. It is never going to be a dogfighter. CNG have always tried to sell ships from the I can do something with this ship solo type of attitude and mentality, but this is a ship that should never fly alone.
All right, I can see where you're coming from that. I think the turret is definitely got a part to it. I think this ship is the turret, like as you kind of stated before. But I actually kind of see this as a ship that is, well, literally, we can both agree it's a glass cannon. But I think it's kind of trying to bring that turret to bear on other ships. Now, what I mean by that is if there's another ship following you, so to speak, the turret would, I'd envision this turret turning around and just get off my backside with bullets type of scenario. But at the moment, you can't do that.
It's a load of crap. If you're going to have a second person, it's more valuable than a second fighter. The whole argument, the turret and shooting someone from behind is a good thing.
You kind of can't do that in any other ship, though. You can't kind of shoot behind you at the moment, accurately. On your own, that is. Not on your own, though. I can actually see the original concept for this ship to me was this.
You wouldn't be on your own. You have a second person. That's the whole point of the argument.
Yeah, well, this ship is designed, as far as I can tell, to have 2 people working in tandem to get teamwork. So you've got a really good flyer and a really good shooter, and they're working in combo to get everything done. Problem is, I don't think they can do that at the moment because of the turret. I actually think this will the strength of this ship will be the 2 people working together, but I just don't think it's there yet. And I actually can see this as a dogfighter, but man, that flight. The pilot's going to have to be exceptional.
The whole idea that I have 2 people in a turret, I'm a dogfighter, and someone else is attacking me, but I'm a glass cannon. I'm sorry, this will never beat a fighter in a one-on-one fight. No matter how good they make the turret, this is not a ship that is designed or in a good place to do this. This is a ship that someone else is in a dogfight, and I'm going to bring fire support, and I'm going to bring heavy guns, and I'm going to add something to that equation. This is a team ship. This will never be a solo ship. I know they like selling these as solo.
Oh, I
This is
100% agree on that comment. It will never ever be a solo ship. It
You
is.
can see this as a small component of a squadron or a part of a team that's flying together. But if you ever take this ship by yourself as a solo, this is a horrible choice, no matter what.
It is a weird niche. I will definitely agree with that. But it is a niche that we don't have either in anything else. Like when
It's great to have those alternative options to be able to bring a little more firepower to a group of squadron where, you know, they're protecting this and they're getting into the fight, and then this is providing the fire support. That works. That's giving people gameplay options and abilities to do different things. That's important. But to say that this is ever going to be able to, you know, match out in like Arena Commander as a dogfighter without having, you know, its wingman there to help and support it and keep it alive, it will never be that.
Yeah, you definitely hit the nail on the head when you say that, well, I assume you're saying that they're not it shouldn't be your first choice for a ship, but it's a great support ship to slip into that squadron to give some additional benefit to that. Just so you've got some different ships in there.
Do that. They rely on a second player to even make this ship worth it, and they have to be flying as a squadron in the first place. And most people in Star Citizen, that's such a niche role. There's going to be very few people who will ever find good functional use of this ship.
I think, though, when you say an extra person, there are ships that you can have extra people in. I think you'll get a much more benefit of a second person out of this ship than you would other ships that have two people, like
but
the Reliant or the Gladiator is another option.
At the end of the day, 2 Super Hornets versus this.
Oh yeah,
it's a no-brainer.
No brainer. Like if you can have a whole nother ship, yeah. But if you've got a surplus of people, then this is like I would take. If you had 2 people,
actually makes sense is like part of an Idris squadron.
We can wrap this up real simple. Would you rather have 2 people in one Super Hornet or 2 people in this?
I'm sorry, but I might do this if this is by itself. 2 people in the Super Hornet.
I'll agree with you on that one. But if it were again in a squad, I'd still take this. If this was with a Super Hornet, I would take this.
If you had limited floor space on like an Idris and you could only take 3 to 6 ships max, and you wanted to bring more firepower and better utilize the amount of ships you can actually take with you, this as a combination of like a Super Hornet and maybe a bomber and, you know, maybe a Saber, this might fit in really well as a combination. But outside of the, you know, proper team-based squadron combat with wingman support, this is like taking an Eclipse into a dogfight. It's like, it's not meant to be that. It's going to be weak as paper and it's going to get shredded.
How do you find the ship aesthetically? Like, do you like the look of the ship and the feel?
Outside of the whole, it's supposed to be boxing and it has a turret and therefore it's anvil. I always thought anvil was supposed to be like full of armor plating and, you know, rough and tumble, not, you know, wet paper bag. So,
yeah.
I don't know.
Also in lore, this is an older ship as well. I personally am not a big fan of green, so I kind of hate it. I know that sounds vain, but I really hate it.
You'll get to paint that, don't you?
Yeah. But look, I don't mind some of the angles on it. It definitely looks like a little slightly out of place, as you kind of mentioned, to other Anvil ships, because maybe that's because it's an older design they've gone for. But remember when they were doing original concepts for it, and they really, I think they took, I can't remember which ship it was, but they took one of the other ones and literally just cut the turret and chucked it on top and stuff. So
all I can say is, like, as a ship as it is now, the turret and the cockpit and the flight model, it's all really well done. You could see they put a lot of love into this ship. It's just where it sits. I mean, if they wanted this to be somewhat capable or slightly better able to perform by itself, they should have given it more armor.
Yeah,
it would not have hurt it, and it still would not be, you know, competitive in a fighter, but it would have given it a chance.
That's always something they can change given the future, though. So hopefully it gets that love. All right.
And the turret, then.
Is there anything else you want to add?
Yeah, COG, if you listen to this, you have a long way to go on turrets. No joke. Like, you need to pick up your game. This needs to be better. This ship will only shine once you have that turret sorted out. So, yeah.
Just to add something very briefly, I had a little bit of a brainwave the other day. Do you remember the last time we were talking about turrets we did a show on them? And we're actually talking about how they need to kind of have the ball turret outside of the ship so you can do the whole arc thing, right? I actually had the idea was, what if you use the player's head as that ball turret. So you can literally look down and you could actually track the, you know how on the HUD, the little diamond thing, you can actually track that no matter where it goes, but the turrets that are on either side of the turret can't go down inside the ship, but your head can, or your player's head. So you could look down at your feet and see the ship on the other side and track it around and see it come up and around. And that way,
why
you'd be able
can't they
to
have, like you said, a ball turret? But why do you have to have it manned? Why don't you have it remote? Why don't you just have a damn camera there with an excellent view and no cockpit bullshit? And
because
then have, like,
if they do it in the head,
pilot.
if they do it in the head like I'm suggesting, they don't have to redo all the turrets. That's why I've come up with this plan.
You can put a camera in the cockpit or on top of the turret, and it does the same thing.
You could do that and have remote turrets, but they also want to have players actually doing things. So I know where they're coming from.
Yeah, but you know, it's at the end of the day, one system works really well, and one is like pointless. I think the problem with this, most of anything, is like at the end of the day, this is a small, fast, nimble fighter with a turret, and there's always going to be that problem that when you're moving as fast as with as much jerk and moving around and as fast as the thing you're trying to shoot, you're working twice as hard.
The other thing that's working against turrets at the moment is the delayed movement. So if you move to a position, you kind of got to wait to the turret to get to you. So that's something else that may need to go as well.
People have said you don't need exactly close, but 1-to-1 to mouse movement.
There is a reasoning why they do that though, and that's so you can't just literally flip 180 degrees and overload the server.
But if you're moving in the same frame reference as it's moving, I'm not talking about sweeping around at 180. I'm talking about being able to track the thing in front of you.
Yeah.
1-to-1, the thing in front of you, that's really important. And they're not there yet. And
it's probably only going to get worse though this year with the Hammerhead around the corner, so look forward to that episode.
Well, Hammerhead is the test case for turrets, and to be honest, the turret design on that, and it will be a slow-moving ship. It won't have a lot of the problems that the Hurricane has, and not to mention the stupidly good 270-degree firing arcs around that ship. It'll be interesting, and you're probably right though. It's going to take several iterations before they iron out the turrets on the Hammerhead.
Well, that idea I just proposed with using the player's head as a ball turret will actively work, and it'll mean every turret out there would now be functional. Yeah, well, that's what it does. Instead of having to remodel every turret, you're effectively making the player's head a ball turret because it can move inside the turret in 360 degrees. So it becomes.
It only works on big ships, though. I mean, you can't.
No, it'll work on every single turret. I'll explain it to you after the show if you don't get it. It's fine. All right, I think we've done everything for today. I've been Execute. This is Hayes. If you want to subscribe, please do so. We have a Discord as well that you can check out. There'll be a link below. Is there anything else I've forgotten, Hayes?
If you like to comment below, we do read all the comments and we do try to respond to them. I've got a bit of a backlog. I've been busy with work, so we need to get done. And
Algrid would have been here today as well, but he's sick and we hope he gets well soon. All right.
He can barely breathe, so it's sort of like it would not have made a good recording.
He can't talk or swallow, apparently, so that's not good.
It's pretty cool.
All right, I'll catch you guys next time.
See you around.